What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Tobi and I film videos about my life in Canada. I share tools and resources for you in Canada and all that fun stuff. So I have a bunch of videos, 60 plus videos, so just check my channel and you definitely find something you are interested in and something you would learn from. Please don't forget to smash that like button for me. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to smash the like button for me. Like, it actually really helps me and I really appreciate it. Just smash that like button for me. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. Shout out to my subscribers, I appreciate you. Don't forget to leave comments, don't forget to share this video and all that fun stuff. So today's video doesn't have a defined topic. I'm just going to be sharing things you should know about the Canadian workplace, what you should expect, and just little things here and there. I have a video about that or something related to things you should know about working in Canada. I'm going to leave that in my description box, but this one is like another thing, just some things I didn't share in that video and just some little things here and there. So I hope you enjoy it. So as a newcomer in Canada or in a different country, it is expected that the workplace culture would have some differences, sometimes similarities, when compared to the country you're coming from. But there's really no standard here because it also varies from industry to industry, from employers to employers and company size, startup companies, big companies, multinational companies, all of that. But I'm just going to be sharing some interesting things I have noticed, and there's some things that I'm going to be sharing that you should be aware of, just so you avoid making mistakes. Not bad mistakes, but just so you fit in easily, or yeah, if you want to fit in. But one thing to know is that a lot of employers are big about fitting into their culture. I know Canada is a multicultural society, but their workplace culture, they actually prefer candidates that fit into their culture already. That's one thing they look out for when they're interviewing candidates, and that's one other reason why referral works well, because it's like, okay, this person knows this person, so they'll probably fit into the workplace culture very well, all of that. But yeah, like I said, this isn't the standard, because for example in Nigeria, some big four firms actually call their employees, like your co-workers, by first name. Like even the senior ones, they call them by first name. It was someone that told me about it. Someone that worked in KPMG in Nigeria said that they actually call them by their first names. That is not different. When the person moved to Canada, that wasn't a culture shock for them. So that's why I'm like, there's no real standard. It just really depends on where you're coming from and what your workplace was like. This video may also cover challenges that most newcomers face at work. It doesn't have to be bad challenges, but there's like hurdles they might face. The first thing I'm going to talk about is not being able to relate at work. Like sometimes they have chats or conversations at work and you might not be able to relate, which is normal because you're in a new country and you didn't grow up here. They might be talking about something you're not familiar with, maybe even politics or something like hockey. In Canada, they love hockey. Like that is their main sport in Canada. So if you're talking about hockey and you don't know it, you'd actually feel out of place, especially if there are a lot of Canadians at your workplace. You would definitely feel out of place. Just know that it is normal, and there are times where you need to go out of your way to learn those things, just so you can have chit chats in the office and you can blend in easily and you can build connections through that, because that is kind of networking also. So you just have to take it upon yourself sometimes to go out of your way, just learn a few things. Say a few things I've learned just because, okay, just conversations start at the workplace, so when they're talking about something, I'm not totally out of place. So you need to keep on learning and learn more about the culture so you can contribute to those conversations, or at least understand what they're saying. You don't have to do this, but if you really don't want to feel out of place or you want to actually make connections at work, it is a secret sauce to learn how to make connections at work. Under this, some people actually feel isolated, and from this, it just comes from different places. Like they might feel isolated, like, oh, they're talking about things I don't understand, so I can't contribute, or nobody really talks to me, or they don't understand what I'm saying, or they don't understand my accent and all of that. Sometimes people tend to make assumptions and you just need to get out of your head. There's some people that might say, oh, my co-workers are racist. You know what, they're actually not racist sometimes, or oh, they're stereotypical, they're just saying things. Sometimes it may be, but sometimes they're actually not that. You just feel like, oh, because you're the black person at work, they might look at you in some way because you're the brown person or you're a person of color or things like that at work. They might look at you some way, or you have an accent and all of that. One thing to know is that just get out of your head. It's not every workplace that you find a racist. It's not every workplace that because someone doesn't talk to you, it means that they are racist or things like that. One thing to know is that just get out of your head most times, and it is not what you think it is. You should also know that the feeling of not being able to relate gets better with time. As long as you are intentional about it, make an effort and all of that, then it will get better with time. Another thing, or the next one I'm going to talk about, is perfume. So I told you that this video has like different aspects. So perfumes, a lot of Canadian workplaces don't like their employees wearing perfume because people might be allergic to it. A lot of people have allergies. I'll just tell you a story. This happened to me one time in school. I went to a lab. I was meant to meet the lab technician for something in particular. He was meant to show me around and things like that, and he was like, "You're wearing perfume." He was actually mean about it, I won't lie, but he was like, "You're wearing perfume," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," but I didn't know, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and he was like, "Go and wash it off. That I'm not going to take you into the lab or give you the keys if you don't wash it off. That is giving me a headache and you're not meant to wear perfumes." And I was like, oh my goodness. This was my first encounter with someone telling me to actually go and wash it off. I actually went to go and wash it off. I went to the washroom and I used water to like try and wash it off. But oh my goodness, since then, anytime I spray perfume and I'm going to work, like now I went for a work lunch. This was like 4 months ago or so, meeting my co-workers for the first time. I was spraying and I was like, Tobi, don't want to spray it so much because you never really know. So you have to be considerate about people. I know you want to smell nice and all of that, but just make it subtle, like especially when you're going to the workplace or places like that, workplace, school, classes, things like that. But if you're going elsewhere, the more you can actually spray as much as you want and all of that. But if you're going to somewhere that is organized, somewhere that is structured, then just try to be considerate. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the feedback approach. I've noticed here that they don't tell you, they're not really direct. In America, people are direct. In Canada, they will not tell you straight back like, oh, what you did is nonsense or your presentation really sucks. It's a good way. It's a very good way because they are giving you constructive feedback but still telling you something positive about it, looking for the positive aspects. But you have to be wise and read between the lines. Like sometimes your boss might not tell you straight up that what you did was garbage or like your report was garbage. They might not tell you straight up. They might just say it in a way that's like, I don't know how to phrase it right now, but just read between the lines. Like if there's any negative part, you add like the positive part and the negative. So the good, then just slide the bad parts inside small. So you have to read between the lines. Don't just think, they said, oh, something, something, something. That means I did well or whatever. It's a good method to give feedback, like totally good, wrapping it up in positive things and all of that. But for someone that doesn't know that they should read between the line, it can be bad for them because they really do not know that they should read between the line, and they'll keep on doing the same thing. If you're watching from Canada, let me know in the comment section Canadian work culture shocks that you faced, or like just things you faced in a Canadian work culture environment. Or if you're watching from any part of the world, Nigeria, England, US, any part of the world, let me know what the work culture is like where you're located. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. My next point is that in the Canadian workspace, soft skills are very important. It's just like how I said culture fit is very important. Soft skills, oh my goodness, very important. Even more important than technical skills sometimes. It really depends on the position. If it's something like data science, you probably really need to have the technical skills. But it's that type of thing that if they have two people that have the technical skills, maybe one person has more, a bit more. If the position honestly doesn't really need that level and the other person has soft skills, culture fit and all of that, they will actually pick the other person over that, like person A and all of that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is like an advice not to trust your co-workers with secrets. not in a bad way, but like don't tell your co-workers personal things or secrets, because I realized that most people just casually say it. Or sometimes they don't know it's a secret. I don't know what it is, but I've been in situations where I'm like, you're not meant to be telling me this, but why are you telling me this about this person? Do you get what I mean? So just keep your secrets to yourself. When you get back home, talk about your secrets, but maybe people don't see some things as personal or private, so just keep things that you feel are private to yourself. The next thing I'm going to talk about is code switching. This is very common if you have another person from your country, like continent. Sometimes, like if I have another like Nigerian person or African person working with me, it changes everything, because we'll just be like, it's so funny. I don't know how to explain it, but when you live abroad, you really understand code switching. It's that type of thing that we can just be talking, hey, see this person, or I'll not see this person, but like just talking in our accent, and when someone else comes, we just switch up. Like the two of us will literally just switch up without even telling each other, oh, it's time to switch up or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, it's just when you live abroad, you experience code switching and you understand what I mean by code switching. But some call it covering, some call it code switching. But it's common for minorities or other non-dominant groups to do this at the workplace in order to fit in, or really to make other people feel more comfortable around them. This could be switching among dialects, styles, changing your voice when speaking. It doesn't mean everybody has to code switch, but there are some people that would end up code switching a bit, or depending on their workplace culture and where they work, they might have to do it just a bit. And it's not anything about being ashamed of your accent. I have seen people that were born here, Nigerian Canadians born here, change their accents so they fit in more into the workplace, especially when they speak on the phone or if they work in customer facing roles. They tend to do this. It doesn't mean everyone does it, but it is something that is common in the workplace for minority groups. Then the next thing I'm going to talk about is like about personal space, socializing at work. Small talk is common here. You have to do that with your colleagues, do that with your, like, even if it's just about the weather or about I don't even know what you can talk about. Most times it's just the weather, or like if Christmas is coming or a particular break is coming and all of that. Just find something to talk about with them. Even if they're your work friends, you still shouldn't talk about personal things, or like be asking them questions that can make them uncomfortable. To you, things like that might not be uncomfortable, or it might be something that back home people talk about back home and all of that at work. But honestly speaking, just look at everything, look at your surrounding and see what people do, what people don't do, and don't talk about what people don't talk about. Like there's some private things that people would prefer you not to ask them, and you asking them, it will just change it. You seem like a rude person, someone that disrespected them. It can even be something as serious that they will even send you to HR or talk to HR about it. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what differences or similarities there are in your country, and if you're in Canada, let me know some workplace culture differences or similarities that you've experienced in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to smash that like button for me. Please smash the like button for me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to leave comments, share this video, and all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. You can say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high.